Hey guys, this is your host Thomas Tyree here from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the world of wrestling, inside the WWE world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be sharing my top 5 WWE Money in the Bank ladder matches of all time. This is my own personal list of what I do believe are the top 5 respective Money in the Bank ladder matches in the company's history. So we'll start off with the list from number 1, going all the way down to number 5. So starting off with match number 1, I do believe that WrestleMania 21, that ladder match, the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match, is the greatest WWE Money in the Bank ladder match of all time. I mean, the idea was pitched by Chris Jericho to have a briefcase hung above the ring and competitors having to climb up the ladder and retrieve the briefcase. You cash in the opportunity on any world title on any given night whenever you desire to become a world champion. That's one of the most brilliant ideas in WWE history still to this day. But I still believe the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match is the best Money in the Bank ladder match of all time. I mean, the match was loaded with star-studded talent of Edge, Chris Jericho, Christian, Chris Benoit, Kane, and Shelton Benjamin. Now, this was a mix of different wrestlers that bring different things to the ring. I mean, the Monster Kane, you have technical wrestlers that were in this match, great athletes. But all 6 of these wrestlers made this match work and made it feel so special. I mean, there were some great spots in this match, don't get me wrong. The Shelton Benjamin hitting the T-bone superplex off the top of the ladder on the ladder on Edge. Kane basically destroying and decapitating Chris Benoit's arm, injuring Chris Benoit from using his arm. And then when Chris Benoit was about to win the match, the Ultimate Opportunist Edge started capitalizing and dismantling Chris Benoit's arm for Edge to climb up the briefcase and become the first ever Mr. Money in the Bank. And at the time, Edge showed why it was so important for anybody to become a Mr. Money in the Bank, because this was a catapult move, or you climbing up the ladder in your own way outside of the match to become a world champion. He did that months and months later. What was it? Nine months later, when Edge cashed in on John Cena in New Year's Revolution in 2006 to win his first world title. He never looked back since. So just like a mid-card title, like an Intercontinental United States title, the Money in the Bank briefcase showed why it is a catapult move to become a world champion. And that's what Edge displayed this year. But I just don't think any Money in the Bank ladder matches surpassed how special the first one was all the way back 20 years ago in 2005. Next Money in the Bank ladder match. Ooh, this one's a good one. This one would be WrestleMania 23. Now, I still believe that WrestleMania Money in the Bank ladder matches should still be happening. And WrestleMania is more special when a ladder match and any magnitude is a part of the card. But this year, it was one of the best openers in Mania history because the stars were out. I mean, looking at it, you had CM Punk, Mr. Kennedy, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Edge, Randy Orton, King Booker, Finlay. Guys, I can't tell you how stacked this match was in 2007, but it was a great fast-paced match, and the spots were really brilliant. I liked how Matt Hardy held down Queen Sharmell and basically made King Booker come down from the top of the ladder. You're not going to retrieve this briefcase, or you're not going to get your wife back. That was a good spot. You also had Randy Orton hitting the RKO on CM Punk off the top of the ladder, drilling CM Punk's head off the canvas. You also had the brothers of Jeff and Matt Hardy, some ladder specialists in their careers, battling out, trying to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. And then you also had the defining spot of the match where Jeff Hardy hit the crazy leg drop on Edge, crashing and burning him through the ladder, took out both competitors for the rest of the night. You even had a little Hornswoggle try to assist Finlay to win the match with Mr. Kennedy beating the shit out of him with that ladder. But Mr. Kennedy winning was the right call back in the day, because this man was on a catapulted main event run on the Blue Brand of Friday Night SmackDown, defeating world champions. And his story is this man was one MRI away from winning the world title. Do you know how crazy that is? I mean, he never seen the light of day or got the type of push that he got from April 2007. And it's unfortunate because I think the story I just seen that Mr. Kennedy was on a podcast and he said that he got a false MRI, that he tore something. So they had to get the briefcase off him because the Undertaker needed to take time off. And Edge was the guy to do it. But damn, if that MRI was accurate and Mr. Kennedy did not have to vacate the briefcase, this man could have cashed in on The Undertaker and become a world champion, and we don't know what would have happened because the man was one of the most over stars on the blue brand of SmackDown for 2 years, defeating legends like Eddie Guerrero, Batista, The Undertaker. I mean, this man was the real deal as a heel on SmackDown. So I think that's one of the most unfortunate stories of wrestling history. I mean, yeah, he had a successful career when he got released from the company 2 years later over in TNA, became a world champion over there, but he just never reached that height and never reached that pedestal of being a main event star like he did back in '07. So that's so unfortunate, but I gotta stay on track here. Number 3 on my list would be the men's Money in the Bank ladder match in 2021. Now, this match was actually the first men's Money in the Bank ladder match since the pandemic in person, because, mind you, the year before they did it in the WWE headquarters in Connecticut, where that was just a cinema match, basically pre-recorded. But there was a lot of star power in this match. You had future world champions and future stars that could have been future stars of the company. Guys like Big E, John Morrison, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Ricochet, Riddle, Seth Rollins, and Shinsuke Nakamura. That is a star-studded field for a Money in the Bank ladder match. But the spots were pretty good. There was a double team suplex that Seth Rollins and John Morrison hit when they were allies at some particular point in the match, landing on Kevin Owens, making Kevin Owens land spine first on the ladder. And then Ricochet's high-flying spots, I think he was the underrated MVP of this match. Seth Rollins hitting a power bomb of Kevin Owens, crashing through the ladder on the outside of the ring, basically took out Kevin Owens for the duration of the match. But just when you thought Seth Rollins was become a 2-time Mr. Money in the Bank, it was Big E who climbed the ladder, took him out, hitting the big ending on Seth Rollins on top of the ladder, driving him down sternum first on the mat, and Big E won his Money in the Bank, first ever Money in the Bank ladder match, and then 2 months later cashed in to win his first and only world title when he cashed in on Bobby Lashley to become the WWE champion. So that's something I want to say too. When a superstar wins the Money in the Bank ladder match and they never won a world title before, it just makes the cash in so much sweeter because they arrived as main event stars. This is why this match is so important for wrestlers' careers. And I hope nothing ever happens to this stipulation of a match that has been so special and catapulted so many careers over the years. But Big E, that was a good one. This men's 2021 ladder match. Number 4 on my list would be the 2016 Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, the stars were out for this match as well. 6 competitors this year. You had Dean Ambrose, Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Alberto Del Rio. Now, compared to most of the Money in the Bank ladder matches that I've seen, the match was slower compared to the other all-time great matches and all the other matches that I will not mention in this segment, but the spots were pretty good. You had the springboard corkscrew that Cesaro hit on Kevin Owens off the ropes, Alberto Del Rio hitting the backstabber on Kevin Owens off the ladder, Kevin Owens hitting the frog splash on Dean Ambrose while Dean Ambrose was laying back first on the ladder, so he got smashed. No Diddy got smashed by Kevin Owens in the frog splash on his sternum, and then hit the impact of the ladder on his back. But the, what do they call that? The Metsuno, wow, I'm not even going to pronounce that. Botched right there. But the driver that Sami Zayn hit on Kevin Owens on the ladder was pretty phenomenal as well. I will say Dean Ambrose winning the ladder match this year was great, especially what happened in the main event, because you had Seth Rollins defeat Roman Reigns for the WWE title, and then 3 to 5 minutes later, Ambrose cashed in on Rollins, and you had all 3 Shield members hold the WWE title within a 10-minute time frame. Something that is amazing. One of the greatest factions of all time. All 3 respective wrestlers of that faction held the respective WWE title in one night in a 10-minute time span, because Roman Reigns was the champion, Seth Rollins dethroned him, then Ambrose cashed in on Rollins. That's great. So I thought that cash in that night was great in 2016. And number 5 on my list, the last match that will make my top 5 list, would be the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match in 2013. Excuse me. Now, this match was star-studded. I mean, the stars were out. All former world champions that were part of this match. You had Randy Orton, Rob Van Dam that returned back to the company, that was not seen in the company since 2007. CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Christian, and Sheamus. And I like how the match all started off with Rob Van Dam getting all the attention because he was away from the company for 6 years when he was going with the signature Raw, Van Dam, and then all 5 baby faces just beat the hell out of Rob Van Dam pillar to post. But this was actually a very quick, fast-paced ladder match. Everyone looked like they had a chance to win the ladder match, and the spots were actually pretty crazy in this match. You had Rob Van Dam hit the frog splash on Christian off of the ladder. You also had Sheamus powerbomb Daniel Bryan onto the ladder, and you had CM Punk being betrayed by his best friend, his former manager, and Paul Heyman, when CM Punk was about to become a 3-time Mr. Money in the Bank. And Paul Heyman just beat the hell out of CM Punk. CM Punk basically turned babyface when he returned, leaving Paul Heyman to the side. He wasn't happy about that. And that is set up for Randy Orton to climb the ladder and win his first and only Money in the Bank ladder match that year, which the cash in August was pretty crazy as well. So it's pretty hard. I mean, we've seen some remarkable Money in the Bank ladder matches, but based off what I said, I think those are top 5 on my list, and those are the top 5 men's Money in the Bank ladder matches in WWE history. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.